Everybody is ablaze right now. Everybody's wondering what is really going on with Angel Reese. Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky?
To be fixed, and I don't give a damn if I get fined because that shit cheap, and I am tired of the shit. Because I've been nice and I've been humble with it, but I am tired of the shit.
Game, her team won the championship game without her, and she feel like she was supposed to get a ring or whatever. I don't know.
Angel Reese is in full meltdown mode after the Chicago Sky reportedly sued her for abandoning the team mid-season.
Angel Reese has thrown in the towel. She refuses to travel with the team. Once again, the team has a road game. We already saw she refused to travel with the team to Indiana versus the Fever.
The Chicago Sky organization is in flames, a raging dumpster fire of dysfunction, and at the center of the inferno is their so-called franchise face, Angel Reese. In a move that signals a complete and total breakdown of the relationship, the Sky are now reportedly suing their own superstar for abandoning the team mid-season. This isn't just a player-team dispute, it's a full-blown meltdown. Reese has, for all intents and purposes, thrown in the towel. She has refused to travel with the team, ghosted her teammates during their most difficult stretch, and is now reportedly mocking the very squad she was supposed to lead, all while the on-court evidence suggests they are a more cohesive and energetic team without her. This is a story of a star player who has made quitting a signature move, and a franchise that is finally and publicly holding her accountable.
Once she was eliminated from the Rookie of the Year, she said her wrist was hurt. Unrivaled, she did not finish. She didn't even show up to the championship game.
Back a little bit. You can't want to be the villain. You can't pride yourself in being the villain, and then you lose, and all of a sudden you succumb.
Let's be unequivocally clear, this is not a one-time incident or a string of unfortunate events. This is the third consecutive season that Angel Reese has failed to see a season through to its conclusion. 2 years in a row with the Chicago Sky, and once during her short-lived and tumultuous tenure in the unrivaled league. This isn't bad luck. It's a deeply ingrained and predictable pattern of behavior. You can practically set a watch to it. The moment a team starts to struggle, the moment true adversity hits, and the path to a championship is no longer clear, Angel Reese finds an exit strategy. It's almost impressive in its consistency. Her ability to time her disappearing acts to coincide perfectly with her team hitting rock bottom is a skill in itself. Now, with the Sky sitting at a historically bad 8-24 record, dead in the water and eliminated from playoff contention, fans are no longer whispering about whether she's quit on the team. They are shouting it from the rooftops.
Obviously, showing a complete lack of leadership. Complete lack of leadership, man. Caitlin Clark's been hurt. She traveling with the team, supporting on the bench. The Chicago Sky, you guys are the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. They need Angel Reese to play in games. Angel, where you at? Where you at, Angel? This is nuts.
The official excuse, of course, is a back injury, a narrative so flimsy and transparent, it's almost insulting to the intelligence of the fans. Since the All-Star break, her official status has been the vague and unhelpful day-to-day. In the lexicon of professional sports, day-to-day is a short-term designation for a minor tweak, implying a player is being monitored and is expected to return to the lineup shortly. It does not mean a player vanishes for weeks on end without a single concrete medical update. We have received no official timeline, no progress reports, no she's cleared for light, non-contact drills. We have been given nothing but a wall of corporate silence from the team, which in itself is a deafening admission. This isn't about a legitimate medical issue being handled with privacy. This is about a player who has checked out using the perfect, unverifiable injury as a shield. Back injuries are the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card for an athlete who no longer wants to play.
Hey, look. Bruh, you gotta remember, she quit in Unrivaled. She just stopped playing in Unrivaled. Said she was hurt, didn't show up for the championship game, didn't even show up and watch. Last season, she claimed her wrist was messed up, didn't finish playing in none of the games.
The ultimate betrayal, the act that laid bare the entire charade, was her blatant refusal to travel with the team for their biggest, most anticipated rivalry game of the season against the Indiana Fever. This isn't just any other game on the schedule. This is the marquee matchup that the WNBA marketing department has pushed relentlessly, the one contest that casual fans actually circle on their calendars. And where was Angel Reese? Not on the court, not on the bench, not even in the arena. She was a ghost. After being thoroughly and repeatedly embarrassed by Indiana, the Fever hold a dominant 7-1 record against the Sky over the last 2 seasons. You would think a competitor's pride alone would compel her to show up and support her teammates. But no, in the biggest game against her biggest rival, she was nowhere to be found.
I heard she was at the practice, but you did not travel with the team to the game. I think that's kind of whack, I'm not gonna lie. The leader of the team's supposed to be there.
Now let's draw a sharp and utterly damning contrast that reveals everything you need to know about leadership and character. Caitlin Clark, Reese's supposed rival, has been battling a legitimate, visible, and well-documented groin injury. And what has she been doing during her time on the sideline? Traveling with her team to every game, sitting on the bench, dressed in her full warm-ups, cheering vociferously for her teammates, engaging with coaches during timeouts, and being a visible and supportive presence. That is what a true franchise player, a true leader does. Then you look at Angel Reese, who couldn't even be bothered to put on a team-issued sweatsuit and clap. It's not just a bad look, it's a level of disrespect to her teammates and the organization that borders on career suicide.
The Indiana Fever are 7-1. I repeat, the Fever are 7-1 in 2 years against the Chicago Sky.
She didn't even show up to that. Now she's not showing up, traveling with the team in the 3rd straight season, 2 with the Chicago Sky and 1 in Unrivaled. It is becoming a pattern.
It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA.
Chicago Sky, you quit. You quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realize you no longer, you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year.
This pattern of convenient, season-ending injuries is now a hallmark of her career. Let's not forget her rookie season in 2023. She was locked in a highly publicized battle with Caitlin Clark for the Rookie of the Year award. For months, she was healthy, competitive, and engaged. But the moment it became mathematically and narratively clear that Clark was going to run away with the award, what happened? Out of nowhere, a mysterious season-ending wrist injury materialized, conveniently allowing her to sidestep the final, losing stretch of the season. And then there was her infamous stint in the Unrivaled League. She quit on that team right before the championship game. She didn't even show up to the arena to watch her own squad win the title without her. It is the same script year after year, just with a different body part as the protagonist.
Being honest, maybe more reason why she's out right now might be secretly shopping her. They're not secretly shopping her. You don't fake back injuries. You don't fake back injuries. Run it from the grind, man.
Let's also talk about the all-star hustle, because it exposes her true priorities in the most cynical way. For the majority of this season, her effort level has been, to put it kindly, inconsistent. But for one frantic 10-game stretch just before the all-star voting deadline, when she was lagging in the polls and in danger of being left off the team, she magically transformed into a dominant, high-energy workhorse. She put up massive numbers, stuffed the stat sheet, and did just enough to secure her spot on the roster. The moment the votes were tallied and her spot was confirmed, that energy vanished. The switch flipped off. It was a calculated, purely selfish campaign to achieve a personal accolade with no regard for sustained team-oriented success.
Like, she is asking for a trade. Or she's at least implying she wants to be traded. Because at the end of the day, you just never know.
The most shocking and revealing part of this entire soap opera might be this. The Chicago Sky are a demonstrably better basketball team when Angel Reese is not on the floor. That isn't a controversial opinion or a hot take. It is a fact supported by both advanced analytics and the simple eye test. Without her demanding post touches on nearly every possession and clogging the lane with her inefficient style of play, the ball actually moves. The offense has flow and rhythm. The guards are empowered to run the plays as they are designed. The wings make hard, decisive cuts to the basket, and the spacing on the floor improves dramatically. It's as if the entire team can finally breathe and play a modern, fluid style of basketball instead of being forced to feed one player's ego. If you think the Sky are better off moving on from Angel Reese, hit that like button and let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Angel Reese may have tapped out and quit on the Chicago Sky. Everybody is speculating, what is this back injury?
This all leads us back to the bombshell report that the Sky are now taking the extraordinary step of suing their own franchise player. This is the nuclear option, a move born of pure and utter desperation. This is what happens when a franchise feels it has been publicly humiliated, financially damaged by a player's refusal to participate in high-demand, nationally televised games, and left with a culture in complete tatters. The lawsuits, the locker room chaos, the on-court collapse, it all traces back to the franchise's catastrophic decision to hitch its wagon to a star who has repeatedly proven she is not a leader, not a fighter, but a front-runner.
The back injury. Everybody's questioning it now, and this will be a third straight season where Angel Reese did not finish playing in game. I think Whitlock is onto something. I see other people talking about this.
In the end, this is a story of a monumental self-inflicted public relations disaster. Instead of seeing their franchise face leading them through a difficult rebuilding season, Chicago Sky fans have been forced to watch her mentally, emotionally, and physically check out. The narrative is no longer about a talented player on a struggling team. It's about a quitter, and in a league where image, branding, and marketability are paramount, that is a stain that is impossible to wash out. You cannot sell tickets, you cannot build a winning culture, and you certainly cannot win a championship with a star player whose most consistent and predictable skill is disappearing when she is needed most. This isn't just the end of her season. It may very well be the end of her time as a player anyone is willing to build a franchise around.